കത്തേക്ക് അത് കുഴപ്പമില്ല. ഇത് കട്ടേക്കാം. ബാക്കിയൊന്നും ചമ്മന്തിക്കൊക്കെ അടയ്ക്കും. ആ ഞാൻ അതിനാണ് എന്നിട്ട് ചോദിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. 10,000
You're watching Palakkad Roads and Rails, your window to the fascinating world of Indian railways. Hey rail fans, welcome back to Palakkad Roads and Rails. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more amazing railway adventures across India. Today's video, shot on the 24th of April 2025, brings you pure excitement from Palakkad, Kerala. We are rail fanning at two fantastic spots, Mankurusi village and the legendary Mankara railway station. And guess what? You're going to see 5 awesome trains flying through the beautiful Kerala countryside. Welcome to Palakkad Roads and Rails. You're watching the Coimbatore-Shoranur MEMU arriving, halting and departing Walayar in Kerala. This MEMU runs about 100 kilometers in approximately 2 hours 35 minutes with multiple halts connecting Tamil Nadu and Kerala. From Coimbatore Junction, the train stops at Podanur, Madukarai, Ettimadai, Walayar, Kanjikode, Palakkad Junction, Parli, Mankarai, Lakiti, Palappuram, Ottapalam, Mananur, and finally Shoranur Junction. MEMUs draw power from overhead lines, are built for short to medium distances, and are more versatile than EMUs, great for daily commuters across this belt. Don't miss the ending. Heavy rains start right as the train departs Walayar, adding a dramatic finale. If you enjoy real railway moments, please like, comment, and subscribe to Palakkad Roads and Rails. Your suggestions, positive or critical, are always welcome. Hello, friends, and welcome to the Palakkad Roads and Rails podcast, your window into the real stories behind our trains, tracks, and towns. In today's episode, we're talking about a serious issue that affects thousands of local commuters every single day: the lack of adequate passenger train services on the Palakkad Pollachi Palani railway line. It's a route that once promised great potential. After the gauge conversion and full electrification, everyone expected progress, faster trains, more connectivity, and new opportunities for the region. But what actually happened is quite the opposite. Instead of adding services, the line was downgraded from 5 pairs of passenger trains per day down to just 2. And even worse, most of those trains now skip stops at smaller village stations, leaving local people stranded and the very purpose of the railway defeated. Modern train lines that cost millions to build but serve almost no one. It sounds impossible, right? Yet that's exactly what's happening across South India. And it reveals a fascinating story about how infrastructure can completely miss its mark.
That's quite a statement. What exactly is going on there?
Picture two major railway routes in Kerala and Tamil Nadu that should be transforming daily life for hundreds of thousands of people. The Palakkad Pollachi Coimbatore line and the Palakkad Palani Dindigul Madurai route. They spent nearly 500 crore rupees upgrading them. Electrification, new signals, modern stations, everything.
So, with that kind of investment, these routes must be pretty busy, right?
Well, that's the thing. These beautiful modern train lines are basically expensive ornaments. The Palakkad Pollachi Coimbatore route, not a single practical passenger train for daily commuters. We're talking about a region with over 2 million. Good evening, rail fans. Welcome to Palakkad Roads and Rails YouTube channel. It's May 5th, 2025, and we're back at the historic Mankara railway station in the Palakkad division of Southern Railways. Today you will witness the following trains: Kerala Express, Ernakulam Palakkad Memu, Coimbatore to Jabalpur Superfast Train, Nilambur Road Palakkad Passenger, Coimbatore Shoranur Passenger, and Kanyakumari to Pune, Jayanti Janata Express. To jump straight to the train passings, skip ahead to the minute 300. You can also check the description section for chapters. Nestled amidst coconut groves in Kerala, this little halt may look unassuming, but it's steeped in history. Just down the road lies the ancestral home of Sir C. Sankaran Nair, the distinguished lawyer and statesman who served on the Viceroy's Council during British India. Legend has it, the station sprung up here to honor his ties to Mankara. These days, though, Mankara welcomes everyone, from neighborhood families to eager train spotters. You'll see parents chatting as kids crane their necks toward the tracks. We've got an exciting roster tonight: sleek passenger expresses, heavy-duty freights, and perhaps even an uncommon goods train. So lean in, set your audio levels, and let's find out which mighty engines will thunder past these quaint platforms this fine evening. Stay tuned, and before we roll, drop a comment below to let us know where in the world you're watching from. All the train information featured in this video is proudly credited to indiarailinfo.com, your trusted source for real-time train data and updates. Sit back, relax, and join us on this rail journey through Mankara's iconic platforms.
അത് അടുത്ത ട്രെയിനിങ് ഞാൻ ട്രെയിൻ വരുന്നുണ്ട് അത്ര
അതിൻ്റെ കയ്യിൽ
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more railway adventures. Happy rail fanning. Hello, friends, and welcome to the Palakkad Roads and Rails podcast, your window into the real stories behind our trains, tracks, and towns. In today's episode, we're talking about a serious issue that affects thousands of local commuters every single day: the lack of adequate passenger train services on the Palakkad Pollachi Palani railway line. It's a route that once promised great potential. After the gauge conversion and full electrification, everyone expected progress, faster trains, more connectivity, and new opportunities for the region. But what actually happened is quite the opposite. Instead of adding services, the line was downgraded from 5 pairs of passenger trains per day down to just 2. And even worse, most of those trains now skip stops at smaller village stations, leaving local people stranded and the very purpose of the railway defeated. Modern train lines that cost millions to build but serve almost no one. It sounds impossible, right? Yet that's exactly what's happening across South India. And it reveals a fascinating story about how infrastructure can completely miss its mark.
That's quite a statement. What exactly is going on there?
Picture two major railway routes in Kerala and Tamil Nadu that should be transforming daily life for hundreds of thousands of people: the Palakkad Pollachi Coimbatore line and the Palakkad Palani Dindigul Madurai route. They spent nearly 500 crore rupees upgrading them. Electrification, new signals, modern stations, everything.
So, with that kind of investment, these routes must be pretty busy, right?
Well, that's the thing. These beautiful modern train lines are basically expensive ornaments. The Palakkad Pollachi Coimbatore route, not a single practical passenger train for daily commuters. We're talking about a region with over 2 million people who could benefit from these services.
Hold on. You're saying they built this whole modern system and nobody can actually use it?
Oh, trains run all right, but they're all long distance express trains that just thunder through these communities. Imagine being a student or office worker watching these gleaming trains zoom past while you're cramped in a bus for hours. The local stations, and there are 12 major ones, just sit there empty most of the day.
That seems like an enormous waste. What about the other route you mentioned?
The Palakkad Dindigul route is even more frustrating because it connects to major temple towns like Palani, which sees over 7 million pilgrims annually. The potential for both religious and commercial traffic is huge, but the train services are so irregular and poorly timed that they are practically useless.
Looking at those numbers, this seems like a massive missed opportunity for economic development.
Exactly. And here's what makes it even more absurd. Implementing a solution would cost almost nothing. They just need to add MEMU services, these efficient short haul trains at practical times. The infrastructure is already there, paid for, and ready to go.
So, what's actually preventing this from happening?
It's all about priorities and metrics. Indian Railways measures success by long distance revenue and express train frequencies. But here's a shocking statistic. Studies show that proper local train services could take 40,000 vehicles off these roads daily. That's not just about convenience, it's about pollution, safety, and economic efficiency.
Those environmental implications are significant. What kind of impact would proper service have on local communities?
The potential is staggering. Take Pollachi, it's one of Asia's largest jaggery markets and processes 30% of India's coconut production. Proper train connectivity could double that economic activity. Or consider the educational impact. There are over 50 colleges in Coimbatore alone that students can't easily reach.
That really puts the human cost of this planning failure into perspective.
And here's what makes this story even more relevant today. With fuel prices soaring and climate concerns growing, we are essentially forcing people into private vehicles or uncomfortable bus journeys when we have a perfectly good electric railway system just sitting there.
Looking at the bigger picture, what does this tell us about infrastructure development in general?
It exposes this fundamental disconnect between planners and users. We are stuck in this top down approach where success is measured by the wrong metrics. You know what's ironic? Indian Railways proudly announces that these lines are 100% electrified. But what good is green infrastructure if nobody can use it?
That's quite a sobering assessment. Do you see any potential for change?
The encouraging thing is that local communities haven't given up. They're organizing, pushing for change, and their demands are remarkably modest. Just two MEMU services each way during peak hours would transform daily life for thousands. It's not about massive new investments, it's about making what we already have work for the people it was meant to serve.
So essentially, we're looking at a perfect case study of how not to approach infrastructure development.
Exactly. Because right now these communities are stuck watching billion rupee trains zoom past while their basic transportation needs go unmet. It's a powerful reminder that progress isn't just about building impressive things, it's about building things that actually serve the people who need them most.